So in today's video, he will get angry. I failed myself. Dude. Unfiltered as always.
Three, two, one.
ஆரம்பிக்கட்டா? We have shared so much of our day to day with you. What we eat, where we shop, our house, how we manage finance, so on and so forth. But we have realized we haven't taken a moment to pause and talk about us.
Not in a deep and dramatic way, just how we've grown, what we have learned, and some of the things that make our relationship work and wobble sometimes.
So, in today's video, we are sharing everything from cute fights to Costco runs, what life looks like in our 2 years of marriage and almost 7 years of relationship. Unfiltered as always. Let's get into it. Question one. What's one assumption people make about your relationship that isn't true? One assumption we get a lot is people think that we don't fight. It's sweet, but no, we do fight.
See, we both are strong personalities and we have our opinion in things. But what we have learned, especially what I've learned over years, is you've got to let go of that ego and be rational when it comes to a fight, because ego is considered the main problem, and ego is what stops you from accepting what reality is. So we've sort of learned to understand that,
Yeah.
and all of our discussion or arguments will always boil down to what's rational. And since we make a decision based on that standpoint, we found it to be working for us.
Yeah, so we do fight from time to time like any couple, but it's just normal. And in the end, the one thing is we don't have ego, so it doesn't matter who asks, who apologizes first. Both of us apologize to each other, and it keeps us going. Okay. Question two. What habit have you picked up from each other that you now love?
Okay, this is an easy one for me. She is the most organized person that I've seen. And when I say organized, it's, please do take this literally, because her organization skills are absolutely insane, mind blowing. As a project manager, I thought I was a little bit organized, but I feel absolutely chaotic in front of her skills. It's that good. And that is something that I've started picking up. One of the reasons I did that is because I've always wondered why you have so much of clarity in things, why you can remember a lot of things, and I think most of it can be attributed to your organization skills. You have folders in your brain for everything, and you segregate things clearly. And I feel like my brain is a lot cluttered, and so it's very difficult to find things. And that is something that I've picked from you.
Yeah. What did I pick from you? To not take life that seriously. That's one thing that I've picked from Karthik. If you have followed us for a while, by now you must have started making like a mental map or mental character for each of us. And Karthik is a bit more extroverted. He's very fun loving. He sings, he dances while cooking or doing work and all that. I am not that open. When I say open, not from mindset perspective, but just being that loud, that loudness, I'm not that. And I've just tried to take life a little bit more relaxed, if I can say so. Otherwise, I'm very structured, very organized. I'm thinking what next, what next, what next. But that keeps me going. Don't take me wrong. It's not like I'm stressed all the time or anything like that. I'm always happy. I'm always content, thankful, and all that. But I am very structured, very disciplined, and my idea of fun is very different. His idea of fun is very different. So I've learned to take his idea of fun into some of the things that I do as well. So these days when we are going somewhere, so usually I would sing in my own head, or not even sing out loud because I'm shy and my voice is not that great and I don't know singing, whatever. But I've tried to set that aside, and
She's trying to express herself
correct.
after being with me.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that has happened.
Yeah. So that's something that I've picked up, and I'm sure the more we live together, I can pick up some of that even better.
Yeah.
So I can start expressing myself a bit better. Question three. Do you disagree on what to spend money on?
So we disagree on pretty much everything, and that primarily comes because of the nature of how we spend money and how we think about spending money. So me as a person, I used to be very careless with money. I don't calculate my spendings. I just, if I feel that I want to buy something, and if I have the money in my account, I'm just going to buy it, and the consequences, they come later. That's how I used to be. And for the most part, even during us dating, since we were long distance, this was something that never came up because we never talked about money back then. And
In
once
the initial phases of a
in the initial
relationship.
phases.
Yeah.
And once I moved in with her, that's when it really hit me that what I was doing was not the right way to approach things. And that's when I slowly started changing my things. So, saying that, even today, my old habits come to play. And from time to time, I would think about buying something, but now everything is a collective pool,
Yeah.
and it's not my money that I'm spending, it's our money. So, I always keep that in the back of my mind, and that keeps me responsible from spending any money just like that.
Yeah. So we don't, these days, we don't like argue on money or anything. We just talk about things like, hey, I feel like I want to buy this bag, or I want to buy this expensive cloth or something like that. And then we talk about it like, yeah, fine, it's anniversary. We'll just buy something nice kind of thing. So it isn't. It's not like we don't spend money at all. It's more about intentional and mindful spending than just being erratic with our money. So these days we don't fight, right? We can say that we don't argue or disagree on money related affairs.
We don't disagree on money related affairs, that's true. It's just that when my old habit keeps popping up, and I just have this random urge to buy something that's like just crazy and not planned at all, that's when like we have a small disagreement. And then I come to my senses, I tell myself, okay, this doesn't make sense, and just we go on about our day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Question 4. What do you do when you feel disconnected?
So, the number one thing that we do when we feel disconnected is we go for a walk. It's therapeutic for us, and it helps us get grounded and get connected with each other. These days, with Instagram, with YouTube, and with work being predominantly around computers and screens, we spend a lot of time in front of our screens, and it has this mental fatigue, and that in turn creates a physical fatigue as well. And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it feels like we don't really have time to talk about anything else. We're always planning, strategizing, implementing, shooting, editing,
Editing, right?
just
Ideation.
yeah.
So there's
And
something
when
or
we
the
complete
other.
this, it's
Yeah.
almost 10 o'clock at night, and after that we don't have time to talk about life. So every time we feel overwhelmed or we feel like disconnected, we just take a pause, put a pin on everything that we are doing. We just go for a walk. Like,
I mean, it is so cold these days. It's winter here in Australia, and
yeah,
it's so cold. Despite that, we just don't mind. We just wear like 3 jackets or 2 jackets
yeah,
and
it's just
start walking. We love our walks,
yeah.
and the place we live in, like our community, there's some really nice walks as well. So we enjoy going on a walk. And once you start walking, even in this winter and this cold, it starts feeling better. When you start walking, it's really cold and you just want to go back home, but if we suck it up for some time, it just gets better.
I think it's not just that. It's also because once we start having a conversation, and
Correct.
once we get into that zone, we
Yeah.
don't mind anything else. So it's like when we start walking, it's not about the environment, it's not about anything else, it's just about us. We don't have any technology, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no distraction. So we just enjoy the time together, and it just flies.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it feels so relaxing. We come back and we start going about our day. So
Yeah.
we would go back to whatever we were doing. If he was editing, I was doing some planning, whatever, like I was cooking something. So we go back to doing that. It's very refreshing for us.
Yeah.
So that's what we do when we feel disconnected. Question 5. How do you manage different energy levels?
Speaking about energy levels, Vaishnavi is a morning person, has always been, and I don't know what I am. One day I'm a morning person, next day I have a lot of energy in the evening. So it's very sporadic, and even I don't know how I can.
There's no theme.
Yeah. I can't like put myself into a container, but that was the past. And after I've started living with her, I've become more of a morning person. My energy levels are really high, and I can think and I can be creative in the mornings. But In the evenings, I just completely crash.
Yeah, his energy level tapers.
Whereas Vaishnavi is this different breed who is like active throughout the day and no matter what. And I think I can attribute that to her willpower as well, because she has this steel mindset. If she sets her goal onto something, like she has a bunch of tasks that she needs to complete today, like no matter where her energy is, she's going to get it done. That is all.
Mm.
So it always feels like her energy levels are like flatlining at the peak, and throughout the day it's like that till she goes to bed.
Mm.
Whereas mine like gradually like slopes down, so it has always been that. And since it is like that, since both of us have our energy first thing in the morning, we do our productive work during the mornings,
Mhm.
and in the evenings we keep our less productive or uh,
Lesser priority
lesser
tasks like
priority items in
grocery
the evening.
shopping, or
Yeah, something that is mind numbing, you don't have to use your brain.
you don't have to use a brain a lot, or at least one of them have to use it, one of them can just tag along. So you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So no, how do we balance energy levels? That pretty much that. So I feel like I have a list of things to do. We would talk about the things that we want to do. If we don't do it, some people would be okay with not doing it, but for me personally, for my character, I'd feel like I failed myself. I'm not failing anyone. I'd feel like I failed myself, and I don't want to fail myself. Like, I was the one who said I was going to do, like, why would I not do that? So that thought will keep lingering in my head, and that will bother me, and it will start making me feel like I failed myself. I don't want that feeling. That will not let me sleep in peace. So I would rather get it done and then sleep in peace happily. So I'm just this, as Karthik is saying, I'm just this different breed. It appears as if my energy levels are high throughout the day. It is not necessarily the case. It's more about, okay, there's three things that I have to do today. Two of it is done. I still have to push through this. I'll do it. That's it. And then there's this other thing as well. Like, if we go somewhere, come back. Like, for example, we went to Melbourne the other day. Uh,
Oh, it's not just Melbourne. One of the reasons I said that is because the other day we came back from camping. This was few months ago. We came back from camping. It was a 3-day camp, and you know how exhausting campings can be, right? So we came back home, and right after we came back, I parked my car. She started unpacking everything. She started putting everything in the dishwasher, cleaning some of the stuff in the car, and then putting it back in its own place. Started cooking for lunch. I'm like, what's going on? Like, do you not want to take some rest? I'm like, no, because we need to get this done. What are we going to have for lunch if I'm going to sit down? So that's the kind of energy level that she has. It's like
yeah.
she is non-stop.
Yeah, so I'll be planning and thinking in my head all the time. It's just me as a individual. I think I don't expect all this from him. It's just me. But I
So,
totally.
but I feel guilty that I'm sitting and she is working. So I'll start doing something else, and we'll end up contributing and cleaning the house much sooner than we would
Yeah,
do otherwise.
it turns
So,
into a teamwork, and we'll
yeah,
be like, okay, all job done. Now we'll go and relax, and
yeah,
that feels even better.
that's true.
Question 6: what's one ritual that grounds your relationship?
Easy. It's our morning coffee. The first thing that we do in the morning after brushing our teeth is we come down for a coffee, because that's the time that we enjoy a lot. We look forward to, because
Yeah,
we love coffee, and we love to plan and strategize. She loves to plan and strategize, and I love helping her with that.
yeah.
So we sit down with our coffees and we start planning for the day. It's not just about work that we plan. We also plan about what we can do during the day, in terms of if we have some time between work, what can we accomplish? Can we pay some bills today, or can we do something else? Can we do
Can we
some
do
research?
laundry? Like we talk about anything and everything that a couple talks about, right?
Yeah, pretty much throughout
Yeah.
the day. It's like, what are we going to cook today? How can we help? What is each other's priorities,
Yeah.
and what is each other's tasks for the day, and all those stuffs.
Mhm.
So that sort of grounds us for the day, and that's a really good time for us, sets our tone for the day.
Yeah. So we prioritize that part of our day. So no matter how early he has to go to office or whatever, we always spend at least 10-15 minutes having our coffee and talking about things that we want to do that day, or things happening in our life. Question 7: what's a small thing the other person does that makes your day easier? I'll go first. Karthik makes coffee first thing in the morning. That is the first thing we have every single day. And it's almost his job every day to make coffee. I don't have to tell him, he just does it. He's so tuned to doing it every morning. So I would go draw kolam. Kolam is rangoli that I like to draw in the mornings at our door front. So I would draw kolam, come back, and my coffee is ready. So that is, I don't know, it's so lovely. I don't appreciate enough that he does all of this on his own. That is the coffee that sets the tone for the day, at least for me. So I love that he does it and I don't have to ask for it. So that's my answer to, what was this question? What's a small thing the other person does that makes your day easier?
She cooks for me every day, no questions asked. And it's not for the sake of cooking. She makes sure that I have enough protein, I have enough fiber, and I have enough carbohydrates in my diet. And also, I hit the minimum of 2500 calories or whatever that she has in her mind. That's one thing that I don't appreciate enough, but that is something that I'm very thankful about. When we started our journey together, I had gut issues. My gut was very sensitive, and I was going through a lot of problems. But right now, I'm in the best shape of my life, thanks to Vaishnavi.
Touch wood.
Thanks, Touchwood, yeah. Thanks to Vaishnavi, because she has been, my little doctor who has been like going through a lot of research articles and finding the right food that I can eat. We tried a lot of diets in between, and she was there to help me get through everything. And now I'm in a better place thanks to her. And the second thing is, she knows that I don't like to have food that is like kept on the fridge for 1 or 2 days. And even though that is something that we all have to eat from time to time, she takes the hit some days. When I'm going to office and if there's food in the fridge, she would try to finish everything, even if they are not a combination by itself. She would just somehow put it all together and eat it so that she can cook something fresh for me. And I feel that is pure love, and I don't appreciate her enough for that. That is something that is very beautiful to me, and every time I think about it, I just fall in love again and again. So yeah, thank you for that.
Question 8. Have you ever had a fight you couldn't resolve in the moment?
Yes, this was during the time when we started living together.
Just started.
I don't remember the reason for that fight, but it was a big fight, and I just stormed out because we couldn't come to a conclusion. And that was the time that we started living together. So we did not have the understanding that we have right now. I had a big ego, and I just stormed out of the house, and I just walked all around the suburb for an hour or two, just sat down by the side of the road for some time. And I just came back home because it wasn't very comfortable. I came back home and I still had the ego, so we didn't talk that night. And the next morning we just hugged each other because we had forgotten by then what the problem was. And we hugged each other and I said sorry, and we patched up, because in the end we are a team, right?
Okay, I'll tell little bit. That's when I got to know this character about Karthik. Okay, so the thing is, if there are two people and one of them has made a mistake, what will that person do? If they don't have ego, this person will come and say sorry to this person, and then the fight finishes. But in our case, if this person makes the mistake, he will get angry. Sorry, if he will make the mistake, he will get angry, he will stop talking, he will do everything. Why, I don't understand. So he'll do everything. And then it was a similar situation. So the example that he was giving, he made a mistake, I asked about it, he got angry on himself for his own mistake, so lashed out of the house, and then went walking wherever, came back again still angry, not on me, on himself. Hence, he is not talking to me, and I'm there talking to him. Dude, you made a mistake, not me. So, why are you not talking? You should talk. Only if you talk, we can resolve. But anyway, he went to sleep. Next morning, he came and apologized. So, he needed that breathing room, I think, to accept himself that he
Yeah.
made a mistake. Anyway, this is all funny now. But yes, so that's Karthik's character. Even today, I can see that. He makes a mistake and then he'll be angry on himself and hence not talk to me. I mean, you be angry on yourself. Why are you not talking to me? Come and do housework. Then you can be angry on yourself. So now that we are so used to living with each other, I'm like, okay, yeah, fine, you can be angry on you, come and do this, then you can also do laundry whilst you're being angry on you, do gardening whilst you're being angry on
So
you. So
I
this is
can't use that reason to not
like,
do any household chore.
yeah, so we have grown, but
Yeah.
yeah, but that was the incident when I learned It was like hitting on my face. I've never been like that. If I'm angry on myself, I'll be like, I should have done this better, I should have not done this, I would cry, oh, I'd do whatever. But I'm angry on myself, so I'm not going to punish the other person. Here it is all ulta. But anyway, this is that incident made me learn about this character of his, and then I confronted this to him, and then he also agreed, okay, yeah, I think I do that.
Yeah.
You do that even today, but just that now that we have grown, we talk about it and move on.
That's true. Yeah.
We don't wait 12 hours or whatever the overnight to talk about. We just talk in like another 5 minutes and move on. But yeah, that was our last question.
Okay, so that was fun and mildly exposing as well.
Yeah. Oh, good amount of expose. Okay, if you were able to relate to any of the things that we said and that made you laugh, that's amazing. That was the point of it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got to know a little bit more about us, and you can see some of our character in some of you guys as well.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.